Imagine reaching your 100th birthday with the physical mobility and cellular health of a 25-year-old. Biotechnology has essentially decoupled aging from time. But when you look outside your window, the horizon is a fixed gray wasteland of exhausted soil and hazy air. This chart tracks the sheer scale of the human footprint. In 2020, the population sat at 7.8 billion. By 2090, that number climbs to 11 billion, representing a massive, rapid surge in resource demand over just 7 decades. Here, in 2090, we reach a hard limit. The Earth has a finite biological carrying capacity, the maximum amount of water and food it can regenerate. On this graph, the population curve hits that ceiling and is forced to level off because the planet can no longer support further growth. This expansion overshot the planet's ability to cycle resources. We broke the natural mechanisms that sustain life, leaving 11 billion people confined to a biosphere that is physically spent. The evidence of this collapse is visible in our lost habitats. Decades of prioritizing land for fuel and agriculture pushed the world's rainforests to the edge of total extinction, erasing the planet's most diverse carbon sinks. This destruction moved from the land into the water. Industrial fishing fleets extracted marine life so aggressively that breeding populations for staples like tuna and lobster fell to zero, leaving the oceans ecologically hollow. On the continents, rivers have slowed to a trickle or vanished entirely. Frequent, record-breaking heat waves have dehydrated the soil, crippling traditional agriculture and creating the most severe freshwater shortage in human history. While the centers of the continents dry out, the poles are melting. Massive sections of West Antarctic ice are detaching and sinking into the sea. This melt has pushed sea levels up by 2 feet. Coastal flooding has already submerged over 75% of the Maldives and forced millions of people to abandon their homes along the world's archipelagos and coastlines. The physical Earth has become an overcrowded, flooded, and resource-starved environment. To survive, our species has been forced to lean entirely on high-technology interventions to replace what nature can no longer provide. As natural systems failed, a new corporate infrastructure took over. Trillionaire CEOs and massive tech conglomerates now manage the survival of the global population through highly automated networks. Robotics and AI now handle nearly all routine labor, from logistics to banking. This shift has changed the human role in the economy to one focused on creativity and programming, allowing the average workweek to drop to just 20 hours. However, this society is incredibly dense. Most people live in vertical mega-complexes that tower over crowded cityscapes. In these hubs, language barriers have faded as English, Mandarin, and Spanish become dominant, aided by seamless real-time translation. Even with high density, these cities are connected by vac trains. As this diagram shows, pods are suspended by magnets inside sealed vacuum tubes to eliminate air resistance. This allows for transoceanic travel at 4,000 miles per hour, making a trip from New York to Tokyo a matter of hours. Technology has created a fast, unified global village, but for the average person, life is now restricted to these hyper-controlled, hyper-dense synthetic environments. This control extends down to the microscopic level. Computers the size of blood cells now travel through our veins. These nanobots attach to biological cells to fight disease and supply the brain with constant nourishment. These same implants intercept neural signals to create a flawless virtual reality experience. By hijacking the brain's sensory pathways, they can project spectacular digital environments directly into your field of vision. These machines also manage your motor functions through a sensory feedback loop. When you decide to walk in a virtual world, the nanobots intercept the signals to your muscles and replace them with the sensation of movement. You feel the weight of your stride and the rhythm of your steps, allowing you to explore infinite digital landscapes while your physical body remains stationary. For those who can afford a physical escape, space tourism has become a viable industry. Self-sustaining colonies on Mars offer the wealthy a way to leave the dying Earth behind entirely. Permanent settlements on the Moon have also become a reality, serving as a secondary home for humanity's elite as they move beyond the limits of our original planet. Humanity survived by engineering digital and off-world detachments rather than restoring the biosphere. We have mastered the art of living in every environment, except the one that created us. This is the paradox of 2090. We have successfully engineered a way to stop aging, speak every language, and settle the stars, all while the ecosystem that birthed our species collapses under the weight of our consumption. Is this a civilization that has finally mastered its environment? Or are we just highly equipped refugees hiding from our own mistakes? Researchers treat these 2090 scenarios as projections of our current trajectory in climate and automation data, not as unavoidable certainties. The environmental regulations and technology investments being debated today are the literal blueprints for this future. We are currently deciding which parts of our world are worth saving. We are building 2090 right now. We must decide today if we want to create a world worth inhabiting or merely one we spend the rest of our lives trying to escape.